Hi, how you doing? And welcome back to another video from Average FPL. Today we're just going to have a preview of Game Week 34, my team as it is, and a wildcard team that I think would be really good if you were wildcarding this week. You might disagree, you might agree. It's just my thoughts and ideas going into the last few game weeks of the season. So we'll start by looking at my team from Game Week 33. Um, Pretty good game week, really. A slight red arrow, just down, I think about 40k, just outside the top 800,000 now. But I had some good scorers. Obviously, didn't captain the right person. Before the game week as well, I was thinking about getting rid of Salah. I actually got rid of Trent instead. Decided to keep Salah, which obviously, it would have been disastrous if I'd got rid of Salah in the end. But kept Salah, got 19 points. Timu Puki returned as well, and Big Dan Burn got a good return as well for me, which was really good as well. Bit disappointed with the Chelsea assets. Not too sure what I'm going to do with them moving forward. I've got one free transfer this week and about 1.4 million in the bank. My initial thoughts was to upgrade Ward Prowse to Mason Mount and actually go with triple Chelsea for this double game week, which I still might do. But if you've got any ideas what you think I could do with my team, please just let me know. I always like looking at different ideas moving forward. So left with not a great game week rank of just outside the top 5 million, and that really led to that decline in overall rank as well. So overall points, they're quite close to getting 2,000 points. 54 points for the game week, which was reasonable and didn't actually affect it too much. I did notice that the players that were higher up in the ranks, they kind of didn't do as well this week. I didn't. I thought I would maybe have got overtaken a bit more with that game week rank, but didn't really affect me that well. So, yeah. So looking at the fixtures for this game week, there is a double for Man United and Chelsea, and that's it. So it is a double game week, but it's nothing that you would just swap your whole team around for, or you're not going to free hit for it. You're probably going to wild card if anything. Just thinking of the last few game weeks, you want to actually get uh, some mileage out of your wild card. I always think if you leave your wild card for like the last couple of weeks, you kind of wasting that opportunity to maximize your points for those. You try and use your wild card for a good chunk of game weeks, either partway through the season looking forward or now when you've still got enough game weeks left where you can make a difference with your team. So, I'm not going to say getting any Man United players at the moment. A, they're not playing well, there's all that uncertainty. And B, the fixtures actually aren't great. You've got two teams that you're playing who are, have got something to play for. And whilst Man United also have something to play for, they're not doing a very good job at it at the moment. So I would maybe stay away from those players there. Chelsea, on the other hand, they're out of the Champions League, and they're not playing great. I think you've got that Champions League hangover. You put all your efforts into that competition, and when it doesn't come off, sometimes it takes it out of you, and it takes you a while to get going again. Which we're kind of seeing the last couple of game weeks from them. I think they've conceded something daft like double figures in goals in the last three home games, which obviously isn't great, especially for me as a Chelsea defender owner. I'd rather have a bit more positive points in my team from that. But other than that, looking at the fixtures, there's nothing really you know too much to write home about. I think obviously captaining Salah at home to Everton would be a good idea. I think though with things like the Merseyside derby, Everton get that late equaliser midweek. I think if they're going to be up for any game, it's going to be this game. But we'll see if Liverpool's quality shows they have to win in order to keep going for the title race. Same with Man City. If you could guarantee who Man City were going to play um, in their squad, I'd say captain Man City player. If you have Kane in your team, Brentford away is quite a good game. I'm sure I'll talk about it in my wildcard team now. in a little bit. But you really want to have these players in your team that have something to play for in the league. These players like that play for Brentford, uh, their aim was not to get relegated. Now they're not going to get relegated. Their players are probably going to switch off for a bit, even if their fixtures look good. Somebody that's playing for Spurs, meanwhile, they're desperate to get that Champions League place, so they're going to be going for it. And I think this is a sort of game where I could definitely see Kane or Son getting a couple of goals and an assist and really getting their tally up. So if you're going to target players, you know, Man City, maybe Man City defenders, Liverpool attackers, Spurs attackers look like great options to me. So this is my team as it is. I've got Kane in there, got Salah in there. Like I said, I know I'm talking big about Man City, but I've stayed away from Man City all season, really because A, they're expensive, B, I don't know who's going to be playing week in, week out. And at this stage of the season, if you're going to put that much money into one of your players, you need to be able to guarantee it. I think De Bruyne would be the one, but in order to fund that, I'm not looking at using a wild card right now. It would mean getting rid of Kane and Salah, and I'm just not prepared to do that. Got a couple of double game week players. Really, I think Chelsea could have a pretty good game week. I think the last couple of fixtures will really sort of kick them on now, and they have to react. They won't want to finish the season, on consecutive losses. So I think the next couple of games will really tell whether these Chelsea players are worth keeping. Um, Still got Sarr and Cody. I don't think they're great players long term, but I was looking at the squad and thinking, well, they're playing Burnley. Wolves don't concede many. Burnley don't score many. So I know Burnley are trying to fight for survival. But I think that Sean Dyche leaving, usually teams look for a good manager bounce. I don't think they're going to get that. I think if anything, their season's just going to peter out. Everton are going to keep picking up the odd point here or there, and the gap's just going to gradually just either stay the same or increase as well by the odd point. And the games they're just going to run out of games. I don't really see Burnley winning games, at least enough to get themselves out of it. So whereas Everton, like we saw this week, just pick up the odd point here or there. Same with Dan Burn. Newcastle don't have great fixtures, but he's got Norwich away, and I know I've got Pookie as well. But Pookie is that sort of £6 million player. He's on pens. If anyone's going to score for Norwich, Pookie's going to be involved, whether it's goal or assist. And Norwich's fixtures actually don't look that bad. They're obviously relegated, but sometimes that takes the pressure off, and they play with some freedom. And that sort of fear of losing goes out the window. Still got Ivan Tony. Again, a bit like Pookie. If anyone's going to score for Brentford, it's probably going to have Tony involved. They don't have great fixtures, so I am looking at maybe moving on a little bit there as well, which is why I'm kind of considering a few different options. I'm probably going to free hit and or bench boost in 36 and 37. So I do actually have a couple of game weeks now as well where I could make a transfer this game week, or my team looks okay. I might double transfer next game week to set myself up for a bench boost. Midfield looks okay. I am a little bit concerned about having Madison. I think Leicester, they're going to focus on Europe, and I just think that's showing in their league form, and you can't blame them for it. They've got a chance to win a European competition. They're not really going to catch anyone in the league, and I think this is their chance of getting into Europe next season. So it's like a double motivation for them. So they are going to take their eye off the league, and they're probably going to rest players as well. And you see it every season. These teams that are late in European competitions, their league form does suffer unless you call, Liverpool or Man City, in which case they just go smashing the way through the whole season and everything. But yeah, I think that's my team right now. I'm not against making changes. So if you think you've got anything that you think I could do, please just let me know. Got a few Aston Villa players on the bench. I think they have got a couple of good double game weeks coming up as well, and some nice fixtures to end the season. So my wildcard team, if I was wildcarding this week, this is who I'd go with. Now, take into account what we've said already. I need a balance of good fixtures, So really, if you're wildcarding, you're looking at getting in double game week players. But to be honest as well, you're looking for teams that have things to play for. If there's no point getting in a team who are just mid-table and you think, oh, I've got a double game week, but they're not gonna perform. They've got nothing to play for. You want these players that are motivated by something, whether that's getting into Europe, fighting for a league title, or avoiding relegation. Any of those 3 options, I think, would be great. So if you can find players that A, double game weeks, B, have something to play for, and C, good, gonna contribute points, I think that's the perfect combination, really. So that's kind of what I've gone for here. Some players don't have doubles. Some players, you know, don't necessarily have something to fight for. But it's things like I've gone for Ramsey and, I actually gone triple Villa in the squad. Reason for that is they've got some good doubles and the difficult games they do have, teams like Liverpool where, they're managed by Steven Gerrard, they've got games like Man City. I think, he's either gonna A want something to prove against Liverpool or B against Man City, he's gonna want to beat Man City for Liverpool trying to win the title. So I think that's why I've gone with Villa there. I've gone with a Leicester asset in Dewsbury Hall, just cheap, going to play, good fixtures, and the same with Schmeichel in goal. And I think Leicester's European running. I still think they've got good fixtures defensively, so I think having Schmeichel in goal is a good option. Gone with a couple of big hitters in Trent, Salah, and Kane. I think they speak for themselves. And Crystal Palace defender in there as well, and Brighton defender in there as well. I think they've got good fixtures, don't tend to, they kind of go under the radar a bit. And the teams they're playing are teams that are still in Europe. So I do think that that's going to pay into the distraction as well. Cancelo and Mount rounding out the team. I think Mount as a Chelsea attacker is great value, cheaper than Havertz. And, Mount has just started contributing a few more points recently, which has led me to get him in over someone like Havertz. And I think Cancelo is, the first name on the team sheet for Man City defence when they've got the games, and he contributes going forward as well. I think Watford at home is a great fixture for someone like Cancelo. Went with Odegaard on the bench. He's been playing quite a lot recently. He's only scored 6 points less than Smith Rowe, and he's about a million cheaper than Saka. And he's been playing 90 minutes week in week out. Arsenal still going for top 4, so that is why I put him in, because they've got something to fight for. So yeah, let me know what you think about my team. Let me know what you think about the wildcard team as well. I'm fully prepared to have my wildcard team ripped apart. Um, but if you've got somebody different, let me know and let me know why as well. Be good to hear it. So thank you very much for listening. Please like and subscribe. I should really say that at the start because I'm sure not many people actually get this far into one of these videos. But appreciate all the support. Thank you very much for listening. I'll see you in the next one.